Hello everyone, my name is Luzio, and today I'm going to explain to you why performance-enhancing drugs should be allowed in competitive sports. When you think about performance-enhancing drugs, typically you automatically think something negative. But why is that? Is it simply because we know them to be illegal? We must keep in mind that a lot of things that are normal or accepted have been illegal at some point or another. Every one of us want to be the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be in our personal life, love life, and of course in our career. Yet we continue to hold back athletes for having that same want and drive in their personal career life. When you wake up every day, the first thing most of us do is go for a cup of coffee. That is considered a performance enhancer, something that we use to boost our early morning productivity every single day. Can you think of an athlete that has died or perished from the use of performance-enhancing drugs? Now, can you think of one that has been fined or penalized for using them? The answer is probably yes. A number of professional athletes have had their careers cut short or been fined obscene amounts of money for the use of performance-enhancing drugs. Athletes like Barry Bond and Julian Edelman were heavily penalized and suffered years of lost career time. Many justify the ban on performance-enhancing drugs because of the safety to athletes. However, we don't often think of the risks that they take on a daily basis. Most professional sports are extremely dangerous on their own with or without the use of performance-enhancing drugs. In fact, they are far greater than any side effects of performance-enhancing drugs. It's been stated that in both college and professional football, that the risk of death is 50 to 100 times greater just in the sport alone without any performance-enhancing drugs. By lifting the ban on these performance enhancers, we would be unleashing the full potential of athletes across the board. We already have great athletes, so why aren't we pushing them to be the best versions of themselves? As we know, the popularity of great sports like baseball and football has been dwindling down and down for some years now. The games have become less interesting, and many viewers feel they've just seen it all before. So allowing these performance enhancers could really bring a new life to these games that we cherish so very much. As Americans, most of us have seen a professional baseball or football game before. When we legalize these drugs, we are actually making them much safer. When you regulate things like performance-enhancing drugs, you make it safer for the athlete. You can control it more by knowing what's on the market and who and how they can receive these performance enhancers. If you're not familiar with the United States Anti-Doping Agency, or USADA, it's the Organization for Drug Testing in Sports. This organization is often very intrusive and degrading, showing up to athletes' homes in the middle of the night, demanding that they strip down for an immediate in-person urine sample. I understand that they have to be not warned about these, but the fact that they can show up at your home at 2 a.m. with your family and kids sleeping in the other room and demand you strip down right there and go straight to the bathroom seems a little crazy to me. By legalizing the performance-enhancing drugs, we can eliminate athlete scandal. No longer will athletes be subjected to their own version of the Salem witch trials. It's embarrassing and downright cruel, something that definitely needs to come to an end. Sports need to be about just that, sports. Action, adventure, and courage being demonstrated on the field or in a ring. Radley Belko quoted, "The urge to save humanity is almost always a false face for the urge to rule it." And that, I believe, is exactly what the ban on performance-enhancing drugs is all about. Now, I'd like you all to just take a moment, reflect on what I've spoken about here today. Think of all the athletic careers ruined, the dying sports industry that we so desperately want to bring back, and the unfair witch hunts that these athletes are subjected to. Do you still think it's right? I urge you all, reach out to your local legislators, write to them about your feelings on performance-enhancing drugs, and always keep an eye out every election year for the ballots that these issues are in. Thank you all so much. Take care.